Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As amazing as Black Ops 6 Zombies is, it has one major glaring problem that Treyarch is going to need to deal with very soon. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, everything that I'm going to talk about in this video is solely my opinion, and you are very much free to feel differently, and you very well may feel differently than I do, but I do encourage all of you to let's have a conversation about this topic down in the comments down below. I want to know how you are all feeling right now about the things that I am going to talk about in this one. Let's have a quick word from this video's paid sponsor. Messy Modding is a safe and legitimate gaming service company that supplies services to not just Call of Duty, but for over a dozen other games. If you're looking for help with the dark matter or nebula grind, bot lobbies, and more, go to check out Messy Modding using the link in the description down below and let them do all of the hard work for you. Use my code COOL to save 5%. Back to the video. The gameplay you're watching in the background is an LMG. It's the PU-21, I believe that is called. I don't really have a build for you because I just have a sight on it and a suppressor. I played a couple of games just to unlock a couple of attachments for it in order to play this particular game because I'm just working on this weapon on the camo grind, so I don't have it leveled up. And also go ahead and throw up the augments that I'm using for all of my perks in this video as well. So I chose this particular round for a very specific reason here because this is one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about. The way the cycle here in Black Ops 6 Zombies goes is from like rounds 1 through 6, 1 through 7. Your weapon tends to fall off very quickly if you're not upgrading it. Generally by around round 4 or 5, as long as you're using a suppressor, you usually have enough salvage in order to upgrade your gun to green, which is going to buy you a few more rounds. And then once you get blue, of course, it's going to get you a few more rounds. But once you get to round 10 here on Liberty Falls, of course, you can do the Easter egg to get yourself a free blue ether tool. But that aside, so your weapon falls off very quickly through these first 6 to 7 rounds. And this is the basis of what I want to talk about because Black Ops 6 here has a major issue with balancing. And I do very much like the fact at the very early going of the game here that your weapons fall off as quick as they do. I enjoy that. It's forcing you to get into the game. It's forcing you to use the game mechanics and upgrade your weapons in order to stay viable throughout the match. Now, we're still killing zombies here. It's not like we can't kill any zombies. We are still killing them, but you can start to feel that it is definitely time to start upgrading your weapon. And this particular aspect in the beginning, I like this. I think this is absolutely fantastic, and I think it is great balance. Where it starts to come into problem is from now until round 30. From here until round 30, from the time you start upgrading your weapon, as long as you are staying on top of your weapon upgrades, every time you're able to upgrade your weapon, you are upgrading it and so on and so forth. For the next, how many rounds is that? 23 rounds? You are almost pretty much overpowered the entire time. So you are going from a little overpowered in the first 2 rounds to starting to become a little underpowered to once you start upgrading, you are pretty much overpowered for the next 23 rounds of the game. So by the time I pack-a-punch this weapon, I'm going to be blue rarity on round 10 because I'm going to do the Easter egg. Actually, I think in this particular gameplay here, I do a SAM trial and I get a blue tool on like round 8 or round 9. And then we add in what I was talking about in a couple of videos ago about once you get a 3-plate vest and Juggernog in these first 30 rounds here, you can take 18 hits from a zombie before you go down. Actually, 19 before you go down. You can safely take 18 hits with Juggernog, 19 hits if you're using probiotic instead of using the reactive armor. So now you have created yourself a situation where you as a player are completely overpowered. Once you got the jug and the triple plate vest, your gun is completely overpowered. It's basically like having insta-kill on the entire time. We're sitting here in round 15 and I can literally back myself in a corner and I don't even have to worry about going down because I'm going to kill the zombies so quick and I can take so many hits because of my armor and because of having jug. Now this brings me to my point. So the early game you do feel a little bit soft, and I'm going to describe the early game as the first 6 rounds. The mid game is from round 7 through round 30 where you are basically completely overpowered. Like you have so much at your disposal in these rounds, and the zombie health does not scale all that much in the first 30 rounds, but your health stays incredibly high. And this creates a massive imbalance in the game. And what I feel is the biggest problem that is facing Black Ops 6 Zombies right now. And that is too easy of an early game, way too easy of a mid game, but way too hard of a late game. So anything round 31 and above I would describe as late gameplay here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. There is a massive change to the gameplay that starts at round 31. The zombies start to deal more damage to you. Your gun starts to deal less and less and less damage as the zombie health scales so quickly after round 31. Well, it actually scales pretty quickly after round 25 as well. So from round 25 to round 30, the zombie health is actually going to double. It goes from about 5,000 to about 10,000 health between round 25 and round 30. But you are legendary triple packed usually by this point, so you don't really feel that. And by the time you get to round 30, I would say is a pretty good place for the game. Like on here on round 30, zombie health is about 10,000, but you still feel like you have some control. The difficulty is starting to ramp up, but your gun is still able to deal with the zombies. And I think this is the best place right here in this one particular round as far as what I would consider great mid-game play for this sort of style game, for this round-based zombies. This kind of feels like the tier 3 zone in Modern Warfare Zombies. You get a very similar feel to this. Your weapons can still keep you safe. You're still able to kill the zombies. Even the armored zombies, you can see, we're able to take those out. The problem then comes once you start on round 31. From round 31 to round 40, you're going to go from around 10,000 zombie health to 25,000 zombie health by the time you get to round 40. And then you add in the mangler spam that comes along with these higher rounds, and it starts to feel ridiculously hard. It is still doable. There are still strategies that you can do it, but you are pretty much forced into strategies of using kill streaks, wonder weapons, and other sorts of gameplay styles rather than using your bullet weapons. And I think that maybe this has a place, but definitely not this early in the game. I want to be able to get a little bit more than 45 minutes worth of gameplay out of my weapons. And I understand that maybe this is what Treyarch is going for, that 45-minute gameplay loop. It seems to be the way of the world. Maybe that's all people's attention spans generally are. It's around 45 minutes. But I really would like to see a bit more of a mid-game here. There is very little of an early game. There is basically no mid-game whatsoever. The mid-game is so dominant by the player that it's kind of a joke. It's a little bit too easy in those middle rounds, and it's just way so much harder in these higher rounds. The zombies just scale so quickly after round 31. But I don't know how you all were feeling out there. I know from my own personal standpoint, I want some more mid-round play. I want to be able to play on, you know, right around the feeling of round 30 till maybe round 50, maybe round 60. Give me some viability for a whole lot more rounds, as it's maybe more slowly ramps up rather than as quickly as it ramps up, as they cap out at round 55, I believe it is. I always want to say 50, but I'm pretty sure it's around 55 that the zombie health peaks at. But from like round 40 and beyond, you are pretty much boxed in to using just certain strategies in order to survive each rounds, because your weapons just don't have viability. You're going to have to use the wonder weapons and score streaks and different tactics in order to progress. And I just feel like it's just a little bit too early, and I would like to have a lot more of a middle round of a game. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Hopefully some changes and some balancing get made here before, or not before rather, but with the Season 1 Reloaded update, because I really would like to see some changes made here, because I do think that this is a major problem and it's going to hurt the longevity of the game. If the base majority of the game that you can play is a little bit too easy, while the late game is just way too hard that most people don't even want to do it, I think it's ultimately going to hurt how much people play Black Ops 6 Zombies and for how long they play Black Ops 6 Zombies. But again, that's just my opinion. If you feel differently, let me know. And if you want to watch me do something cool, go ahead and check out this video here. My name is Cool Whip, and I'm out.